Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Lost in Chaos Scar, Season 3, Episode 10, A Wish Fulfilled. This is one of our Pokemon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. The system is available for free for you all to go take a look at on our Discord or over on itch.io. So go take a look at it all, let us know what you think. But for now, let's go ahead and start with introductions, beginning with Enja.
Hello and good day, everyone. I will be your storyteller for this evening, Enja Lumerias. I play the allies, I play the enemies, and I orchestrate all manner of events that will be unfolding before you today. Starting with, let's start with Rob this time.
Well, we always go alphabetical order.
So I'll be starting with me.
Oh, Raharu then. Go.
Yeah. Hi everybody. I'm Raharu, and I'll be playing as the solo water type Sobol, or Elvaroda, or Elba for short, the water ground type Quagsire. Unfortunately, Rex is not here, so we're starting this role just with me. On to you, Gimund.
Hi, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Pyroclast, the sometimes ghost, sometimes dark, fire chameleon. Currently, he is Ghost Fire. Onto the Scruff.
Hello, I am ArchineerRob. I shall be playing Scruff, the ground ice type Swiner. Onto the Zim.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Squirrel, the dragon fighting type Riolu, and embodiment of ADHD. Go ahead, Vane.
Hello, I am Taldirus, and I'll be playing Vane, the dark flying type Murkrow, specifically a alternate parallel timeline version of him. He is going by Samuel for his stay here.
All right, and now for the recap. Go for it, Tao.
A gleaming endowment.
Oh, jeez.
Gimund _ tipped $45. Tradition detected.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, thank you so much for that tip, Gimund. So, the tip goal is only 50. I will definitely say things are very tight, so if you guys go over, I would be very grateful. But, yeah, that's the first 3 tiers completed.
Nice. I'm still gonna give it a second because I think it's, yeah.
This is the dankest dungeon.
Raharu 95 tipped $5.
Fair enough.
Thank you for the tip, Raharu.
You're welcome. I wanted to be the one to complete it.
Well, it is the tip goal fully completed. So now go ahead, Tal.
Alright, so things kind of started off last session with Shia meeting Samuel halfway to the guild and revealing that she has, 1, formed a new team by herself starting at rookie rank, and 2, has received her first mission, of which it is to have Team Chaos report to the Guildmaster, because they know about their desire to, rank up. So the Guildmaster wanted to have an interview as a part of the normal process. And so Samuel points her towards the library where he had last seen multiple members of Team Chaos, giving her additional advice to maybe check the ceiling for Scruff if not finding him. Mm-hmm. Which when it comes to the library after that, because she does proceed to follow up. I believe it ends up she ends up talking to a mixture of Wade, Kaza, and Chomper first actually ends up talking to Chomper first. Chomper goes off, then ends up finding Wade, Kaza, and Scruff, with Scruff doing some helpful shenanigans from the ceiling. They were like, relatively informed of things, and made what was it? The
Manky bread.
Manky bread. Yeah, I was trying to think about the in-universe now, and I just couldn't think of what the first word was. I'm like, wait, no, it's had an in-universe name. What was that? Okay, yeah. Ended up making some Manky bread because it would be rather sweet and all of that. So after that, there ends up being a conversation between a couple members of the party and Squirrel, where Squirrel expresses that he isn't really that interested right now in the idea of going through the dungeon with the team right now. At least when we get to Domovoy. Ends up having another conversation, Squirrel does, with Pyro after, where it talks over some things in relation to the situation of perhaps there may be some difficulty getting into the smithing school. That was it. And Squirrel ends up joining onto Pyro's team, of which I don't know the name, but
Team Darklight.
Darklight. Okay. Ends up joining onto Team Darklight. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Chaos kind of go and well, I guess when I say rest, I was including Vane in that in the calculation, but I don't think that technically counts because he's in a different timeline right now. So the currently available members of Team Chaos go over to the guild hall and have their interview, where they're interviewed by the guild master, and it is determined that they will be ranking up to normal. However, if they want to rank up to bronze, they have a mission that they have to undertake where there's a Gyarados causing some problems, and normally that would be handled by the Tauros transport, because, well, just generally tends to make fuss along the route, and so the Tauros transport will take care of it. However, the Tauros transport is far too busy filling a mass bulk order from a nearby psychic encampment. Enclave? Enclave is better than encampment. That's the correct term.
Yeah.
And while that was going on, Samuel was setting up a meeting for the morning. After that, we pretty much all settled down for the night because it was getting kind of late, so. And I think that's everything.
Yep, it was time to sleep.
Anyone have anything they want to add?
No.
Then that is that.
All right. I know we put a pause on a certain scene of Wade talking with Paz, so that way Raharu could feel better when doing it. So, all right, we should probably start with that, right?
Yeah.
Over the night, with the body sleeping,
Yep.
the pair might discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would imagine as Wade drifts to sleep in whatever room he's using at the library. Eventually his mindscape begins forming, and Wade Paz end up meeting at that whatchamacallit, that restaurant on an island that first appeared when Wade first woke up, and Paz ended up going to visit him for the first time. Yeah, and the two of them are just looking at each other for a moment in awkward silence. Okay, and I'm just to make it easier, I'm going to make sure that I say who's saying what, because I know that I don't have two different voices for Paz and Wade.
You can't quite icon swap for that.
Yep.
Not exactly a possibility there.
Yeah. Okay. So inside the mindscape, Wade looks like his original body, which is a duwat. And he's just looking at Paz, who is at the other side of a table. And while the awkward silence is going, Wade eventually will sigh and say, "Where do I start here? You, Paz. I need to tell you something. I'm just going to say, not entirely sure how to say this. So I'm just going to say it outright. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the hostility I have towards you since I woke up, and basically for threatening you whenever we spoke." And at that, Paz is going to tilt his head and look somewhat surprised, and they slightly change the topic. And Paz is going to say, "How long have I been asleep and you were awake for? I lost count." Wade is looking a bit surprised that Paz just changed the topic like that, but he just responds, "Actually only been a day, but considering the time instance, it may well has been like 3 days or so. It was possible to keep track of time." "What do you mean you lost count? Were you conscious all that time?" Paz closes his eyes and just says, "Yes and no. Trying to think how to describe it. Still though, a lot must have happened during that time, including what brought this sudden apology." Wade gives another sigh as he reaches over and ends up handing Paz a glass of some beverage, as if he was serving it, and he says, "I guess that's obvious. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether whether it is insincere or not. Once I'm done telling you all that's happened on my end, take a seat. This is going to take quite a while." Paz goes to take a seat and take the beverage and ends up sipping it while nodding. "Go ahead. I'm curious to know if you did ended up helping out Bane with his little issue when I switched with you." Wade takes a sip of a beverage of his own and starts saying, "Yes, but a heads up. He'll likely chastise you for switching with me without giving me any information. It's a good thing the context was easy to figure out. And don't just use me to deal with a problem like that. But I digress. A lot more than just that happened, and it's better I just tell you everything now." So Wade goes into a very, 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 very long recap of everything that occurs since Paz switch with him in the time instance, making sure not to leave anything out. He doesn't even leave out the information about him being a saint. And after that entire tale was told, there were several empty cups on the table. The two of them were at, and Wade was just looking tired, and Paz was just looking like he listened to all of it attentively. Wade says, "Recapping all that was exhausting. You were just quiet the entire time. I hope you were actually paying attention." And Paz responds, "I was just trying to digest all of it as it went along. But boy, that is a lot to take in. I mean, Sigmund being a prince, the whole Daybreak Kingdom thing, Bane talking to you about how he feels internally while in the spiral, that whole meeting a demon god thing, and now there's a mark of his in our body. All those glimpses to talents that have ended, Sigmund becoming a saint, you being a saint. Sigmund confronting the top dog Arceus. Sigmund existing and on nothing but hatred. That whole incident in Timeline Zero. All that happened once you guys got out and that switch with Bane. Noah coming back and he's inside of Casa recovering. And you went on a date with Casa? That's a lot to take in. Wait, at that last thing, Wade is going to snap back. That wasn't a date. I'm just trying to get to know better someone who I've come to realize I have a lot in common. I have a lot of things in common with. Why would you even emphasize that? Out of everything else. And Pat just responds, "It was one of the last things you did, and it sounded like an important event to me." Wade is just grumbles in response and just slumps back on his chair. Do you have any questions, or should I just drift into unconsciousness now? Paz nods and says, "I have a lot, but guess I'll ask this first since I'm curious. Why did you tell me about your status as a Sane? You never mentioned it in our previous exchanges. It was something you clearly wanted to keep a secret, so why?" Wade just looks tiredly back as he responds, "Was going to be a fool's errand trying to keep you in the dark about it. Considering it's inevitable we're going to be meeting the other gods of this world at some point or another. One of them might just be able to feel me if you happen to be awake at that time, and then you'll likely ask me about it. After all that just happened, as much as I don't want to, coming clean is just sensible to avoid confusion and further headaches. I would appreciate if you kept it a secret to outsiders though, but I can't really control whatever you do." Paz just nods in response and just says, "Okay, that makes sense. So, another question. Tell me, what is this alternate Bane, this Samuel person like?" Wade just raises an eyebrow but just responds bluntly, "Well, he is Bane. Not like I know Bane all that well, but I'd say he's even more emotionally inept than the one of this timeline. But at the same time, he isn't dealing with an overproduction of dark energy, so he's just very strict and to the point, very focused, and Wade it just keeps describing him more. As Wade is saying all that, he notices that Paz's demeanor changes some. He was pretty neutral to poor looking when discussing or listening to everything else, but his expressions changed to show some amount of excitement at that information, and Wade just finds this bizarre. Wade is going to inquire, "Are you happy about that?" Paz just tilts his head in confusion and just says, "Think, yeah? Is that a problem? Why would I not be happy about there being a more chill version of Bane around? Although him not actually being our Bane is a shame." Wade keeps going with the inquiry. "Out of all the info I gave, this is the one that got this reaction out of you. What gives?" Paz blinks at that and just pointed out and just began looking away for a moment as if he was not entirely sure how to react. He stays silent for a bit before he eventually speaks again. Paz eventually speaks again. "I'd just like to see that, you know. Why, it'd be like if all those bad things hadn't happened and he began spiraling. I hadn't failed him from helping him with all that stress building up back then." Wade was dumbfounded at what he was seeing. He was again silent for a bit before Paz spoke again. "Just one of those things that I thought about while I was adrift. I guess that's how I'd describe it. But you asked me earlier. At time I was just asleep, I think. But at some point it was more like I was almost awake. But it was like a dream where I was just floating somewhere and all I had are my thoughts. Couldn't help but think how much he's changed. How much more angry and dangerous he feels. Noticing some things that have just changed about him. Like that time he just ended up telling an outright lie to the matron of the orphanage in the time instance, when he has told me before that he hates liars. And yet he just feels like the best chance there is at surviving this world war that I have." After those last words, there was silence again. Wade didn't knew what exactly to say to that information. He simply waited to see if Paz would say something again, and Paz did say something again eventually. This time it was a question. Say, is that how it feels like for you? When I'm in control and you're asleep here, is it close to how I described it? Wade looked like he was thinking for a moment before responding. Kinda, Jess. Although before I woke up for the first time in this world, I would also add a constant feeling of suffocation or restraint. Something similar to that. It felt like I couldn't move despite still being somewhat aware, and of course I was angry about that. I ended up taking it out on you, even if I think that my anger was justified. It was wrong of me to do so. You weren't the one that did this to me, after all. Paz closes his eyes for a moment and nods before responding. Maybe your apology is sincere then. At least I'd like to believe it is. With what you felt, can't exactly blame you for being angry after what you were feeling like that. Maybe I should be angry in return myself. But this situation you and I are in, even without memories, is just beyond bizarre. Wade is going to fold his arms and nod. That's an understatement. But I've calmed down some. Maybe let's try and start over? I'll start. My name is Wade. I was a bartender and cooked at some point, and then I became a saint of Rayquaza by some twist of fate. As looks a bit embarrassed and rubs the back of his head as he responds. Well, Paz, I'm just trying to survive this crazy world I got spirited away into. I don't have much else to say. Wait, nuts. That's fine. Well, maybe. You'll learn more as time goes on. We've only been in this world for 2 weeks after all. We're going to need to talk about how we're going to do this from now on. But now we can talk about all this easier instead of needing exchange notes thanks to that demon lore. Also, you're probably going to be the one that wakes up tomorrow. So there is something I'd like you to do for me when you wake up, since I won't be able to do them and it's a bit time sensitive. After that, Paz listens interestedly as the two water types just kept conversing for a while until there was not much left to say, and Wade just ended up drifting back to sleep. To finally rest. For real. And scene over.
Very nice. Interesting.
Oh no, Gimund caught Scruff.
I know, I saw that. I figured Scruff would notice in 1 to 2 business years.
Sorry, what, Scruff?
Well,
What?
Look at the Twitch chat. Swino has been caught by Gimund.
Yeah, like I said, Scruff will notice in 1 to 2 business years.
This is false. I already have our entire team in a team.
Nice.
So it is not the actual Scruff, that is a Scruff clone. Actual Scruff is already in a group. Yeah.
I like how you didn't dispute my claim about 1 to 2 business years.
No, that's accurate.
Well, unless anybody else has anything to do at night, I think we can go to the next day now.
Yep.
Day.
Samuel's pulling an all-nighter, but that's probably not that much of a surprise, considering he's trying to fit as much stuff as possible to the shortest time, but he's literally just preparing his, like, thing for the meeting.
Ah,
So
actually,
he's,
yeah,
he's not actually doing anything, it's just, well...
fair. I'd like to mention that Elba is kind of doing that as well. He's basically transcribing Samuel's book into another book so that he'll have it to reference later.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, so he's pulling an all-nighter with that because he doesn't know when he'll need to return it. So might as well do it as soon as possible.
Fair enough.
How shocking! The two very studious people are pulling all-nighters relating to book.
Mm-hmm.
No one would ever see this coming.
There's also the fact that Edge was left just meditating alone. with
True,
the
that is kind of
dispersion
funny.
technique.
He was also being very fussy in general to anything that had to do with meditation at all.
I just imagine when whatchamacallit, when Edge actually reaches Zen, he's just going to begin floating into the sky.
Disappears, successfully passes on. Oops.
Oops. Have you guys ever listened to the song Highlander the One?
I think I have.
The part where it goes, whoa.
Oh yes, that one.
Just starts playing that as he starts ascending.
Oh no, I got too relaxed. Ah.
Very nice.
Does Pyro leave him there for the night?
I mean, that's up to you.
I imagine he'll go and collect him.
He is still there come the morning.
Does it look like he was just meditating the entire night?
No. Because when you rouse him, he goes, what? Oh, hey. What is up, my guy?
So, how was it?
Boring. I forget that I could sleep sometimes if I try hard enough.
Hmm. Well, let's see if it is any dimmer from last night.
Alright.
And this time he is just going to use one eye to see if the effects actually lessen.
For the record, Squirrel is getting up at the crack of dawn.
Oh boy.
Honestly, I was gonna assume that.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the correct assumption to make.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that it was noted.
Fair.
Noted.
He cannot wait to begin adventure.
He will wait for 1 hour, and if nobody's there, he sets out.
Ryoma will wait 26 turns for his revenge, but not one more. Oh, fates. What a disaster.
Well, after Pyro checks on Edge's magic levels, he's gonna go look for Squirrel.
His magic levels are still bright, but not exactly blinding anymore.
Nice.
So congratulations, progress.
It went from a whatchamacallit. It went from a lantern to a rape stick.
It's something.
Alrighty. He's gonna pick up Edge and place him back in his sheath. Or if he kept his sheath with him, he'll just put him back on his back.
So, like, don't.
Probably another day or two. But it
Oh,
is better.
well, good then, I guess.
Now let's go find Squirrel, because
Also, I think I got better at whatever that was supposed to be, this dying practice.
I'm gonna save that talk for later. Because we should probably find Squirrel and go get some items for the journey.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he might just run off before that.
Not an unfair
What if?
assumption. However, he is probably going to be bothering Bean.
Oh,
So I guess if it's Squirrel's turn, I can go ahead and jump in and...
Yeah.
Alright.
Pyro's just going to be looking for Squirrel, and then Squirrel can be interacting.
Well, Squirrel's looking for Bean.
Yeah.
And if any of you see him, Elba is still riding in the middle of the library.
Bean is up and about.
Bean? So I'm heading out on a journey and was wondering if I could take some food and stuff.
Yes? Should
Awesome.
I pack something for you to go?
He pauses for a moment and thinks about it and nods. Yeah, you'd probably be better at that than me.
Okay, then.
I don't know how many are going with me, but there's supposed to be some others. Hopefully some others will come. I'm going to the mining town.
I understand. Then in that case... perhaps some sandwiches, something that could be eaten on the road.
Oh, see, that's a really good idea.
Yes, that seems like... What do you think of walnuts?
Food is food?
Ah, yes, you're not picky, of course. Okay, let me refine the question. Are there any things that you do not enjoy eating?
Nothing that, I remember.
Okay. Then I suppose I'll just go see what we have the most of. And, If it can be eaten between pieces of bread, it shall be between bread.
Sounds good.
Okay. As Bien goes to assemble mystery sandwiches.
Squirrel's not picky, so this is fine. Well, I guess Squirrel is kind of picky, but it's more in the realm of just forgetting to eat or eating very little, period.
Right. Bien returns with a basket.
Squirrel will attempt...
How long will we be out, actually?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a guild hall there.
Oh, okay.
How long was the, because he was doing studying on how long it would take him to travel there.
Okay. Well, it seems that the Tauros transport is busy at the moment, but...
Well, he was planning to go by foot anyways.
Yes, for the Gyarados.
For the Gyarados?
That was for the team. He was literally
Oh,
just
sorry,
planning on
sorry.
walking.
Right. It should take 4 to 5 days on foot if you maintain a good pace.
Got it. So 3 days for Squirrel.
Yes. Because
But-
I imagine he might just forget sleep.
Maybe a little bit. But he'll probably have others with him, so he'll plan for the 4 to 5. Probably about 4 or 5 days before I get to somewhere else with food.
Perhaps I should add an hour. Perhaps I should add an 8-hour hourglass to your baskets, so that when the sand has stopped pouring, it's time to eat something.
Oh no, that's what I got this for. And he holds up his watch.
Oh, I hadn't noticed you got that.
Yeah, Verdon got it for me and put timers on there so I remember to eat.
How very decent of whoever that is.
Yeah, Verdon was cool.
Well, it has my approval. I'm certain he's out there somewhere. Well then. As he's going to look back at the basket. Wait, are you going to have travel companions?
I don't know.
Mayhaps I should go get some other baskets ready.
Might be good, but might also be good to, well, I do want to get going in an hour.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, it might be good to put together some other baskets for them. Here, you can take this one. And he's going to start pulling everything out and pocketing it into his cape.
Oh, yes, fair enough. You do have a bag to carry things. Terribly convenient.
Many, many, many pockets.
Thankfully, individual sandwiches are not terribly large and pocketable. So yes.
Otherwise, I guess Squirrel's just sitting at the table, probably watching his watch a lot to see how long it's been. and eagerly waiting for that hour,
Watching the seconds go by.
which
Maybe
makes it go
this
by
way?
longer.
No, not over there. Hmm. Ah, there you are.
Oh, you
Is he
are coming.
Well, why would I not be?
Fair. I guess I just wasn't sure who would actually come.
I mean, this place does sound, interesting. So, yeah. Plus, I've been interested in, underground dungeon ever since, these. As he pulls out the shards.
Oh yeah, you could probably find those down there.
Yeah. As he gives a happy grin. So, do you know who else is coming with you yet?
Well, I assume Chomper is, but that's the only one I know.
Ouch.
Hmm. Let's see. Do you have well, you still have that canteen I gave you back in Icona?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. What else would be good for traveling?
Well, I got a whole bunch of food from, Bean.
Hmm? As Pyro looks towards, looks around for a voice that suddenly just, spoke out.
No, sorry. I wanted to ask something out of character real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what you may call it? How do you think if Eva pulls an all that he be able to transcribe that entire book, or would that require more time?
He probably could, considering Vane wrote it in an all-nighter, so...
Fair enough. Should I do an academics roll, or should I assume that Elba would just be able to do it?
3D prints a book. 3D.
He prints the book, Lamau. That would be up to Digi.
Yeah. What do you say, DG?
Roll and let's see.
Okay. Let's reroll that one.
There we go.
Ooh. Okay. Then.
Quag. The quag.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. Thanks to session with 10 dice.
Well then, the answer is yes.
Okay, so suddenly you guys hear just a very loud quag, very loud and very tired quag that just echoes through the library. Once Elba finishes.
What was that?
The quack has been released. You fools.
Squirrel's going to go look and investigate.
Same with Pyro.
You guys would probably just be able to find him eventually because Elvis isn't exactly trying to hide. But when you find him, he's just kind of admiring his handiwork. Ah, it took all night, but I did it.
Oh, hi, Elva.
Hi.
What'd you do?
Oh, Pyroclast, Squirrel. Hey. What time is it? Is it morning already?
It is
Yeah.
about 30 past dawn.
I see. I was able to do it after studying for the whole night, but I was finally able to finish transcribing that script that Samuel let me borrow. Now I can just give him back his book. Uh,
Wait, you
Elba,
stayed up the whole night?
Elba's face just flops on the table for a moment.
Uh,
Elva, we were leaving this morning. Are you staying here?
Elba suddenly whatchamacallit, his head springs up for a moment and he just begins slapping his face. Ah, 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 ah. Ah. Yes, I haven't forgotten about that. But I did wanted to do this because it was kind of time sensitive. But there's something I got a square away before I can go with your squirrel, but it shouldn't take that long. Just give me like an hour, 30 minutes, something like that.
Squirrel looks at his watch and kind of fidgets a bit, but sighs. All right.
Thank you. Elba just stands from his chair and he begins stretching before smiling at Squirrel and giving him a hug.
Squirrel will hug back.
I'll be back in a moment. I'll send Bex and Lap to you. I need to wake them up anyways. And Elba's gonna go ahead and do that. The first thing he's going to do is wake up Bex and Lap and tell them to stay with Squirrel because he is still intent on taking him to Damo Boy. But after that, Elba is heading to find Samuel.
Wouldn't be too hard on that front, considering he would also probably just stuck in the library, and because there's not really reason to get a room at the guild if he doesn't know how long he's even going to be staying. It's kind of
honestly, they may have been near each other at that point.
But also, like, well,
yeah.
They're both kind of busy being workaholic-ish, so
Yeah, they were just near each other, but they just didn't interact because they were just busy with their own project.
Yep.
That sounds about right. So
it do.
Elba would likely approach Samuel a moment and just hand him the notebook back. Here.
Oh, you're done with it already, or did you have questions?
I took the night to basically transcribe the whole thing onto a book of my own so that I can study it later with more time, since I don't know when you'll be gone. So Yes,
Probably a good idea. If I wasn't gone by the end of probably today or tomorrow, I would try and have Tree send me back or something.
that is understandable. Again, thank you a lot for lending me this.
Yeah, just don't make sure you actually understand what you're looking at before you cast it. There's some things from my world in there, and I would heavily recommend that if you see a different rune pattern in there, there's going to be 2 different pairs of rune patterns in there besides mine. I would recommend against messing too much with either of those.
Understandable. I will proceed with caution. But
Really strange that it turns out I did actually have magic in my world and just didn't know it.
that is
At one point, I ended up investigating a sacrificial blood cult. Ended up remembering a lot of those runes and used it as a part of at least understanding what runes are. Obviously, not exactly enthused at the idea of even potentially using one of those, but it's included in there, so I would highly recommend against.
Understandable. You probably mark whichever those were, anyways. I transcribe everything.
Yeah, they're on their own pages. Just
Yeah. Well, there is one thing I want to ask.
Sorry, the
What?
thing that came to my head was, oh yeah, one of them was a rune of explosion that he just copied over and is now just a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
Hello,
The
Book of
spell book
Ix.
of Glyph of Warding.
Unfortunately, he has not, in fact, sacrificed either part of his blood or anyone else in order to power those runes so they don't do shit.
Fair enough.
Because he was also pretty careful about not accidentally putting a triggered sacrifice of himself in the book. Not exactly a good idea.
But that paper cut that Elva got in the middle of the night. Oh no.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
Okay, Elba does have a thing that he wants to ask Samuel. Well, not ask him about the magic, but there's something that he wants to ask him. And is there? I just wanted to ask you this, since you helped me out with this. Is there anything that I could give you in return?
I mean,
is there anything that you're looking for?
if there's anything that I'm looking for, well, probably just a continuance of... Yeah, probably just a continuance of, if you find out anything relevantly important, go ahead and send it through the dungeon merchants over to my timeline. I'm going to be setting up a routine contact with them anyway, so... I don't exactly have much need of material goods right now.
Relatively important. Well, maybe not a material good, but is there any? I know you ended up learning a lot of stuff in the time is as much more than we did. But is there any knowledge that you're seeking that you weren't able to find?
Well, we haven't found out a lot about the temporal tower, and it seems rather important considering it was... We found it mentioned a couple of times, so... We haven't exactly had a chance to ask our culty about it. Well, I haven't. I kind of just ended up here. So... Well... I guess... Try and see what you can find out about stuff related to time, I guess. It's gonna be relevant to both of us. I don't exactly deal in favors like this, so might as well just choose something useful.
Elba nods. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I will probably try and begin trying to see whatever I can find about that thing on my own, anyways. So giving you that information would definitely be useful.
Yeah, if you want to count it as a gift, you just pay for the transfer cost.
Fair enough.
They aren't in the business of doing things for free, after all.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything that I can give you right now. Unfortunately, I think you may actually know more stuff about the gods than I do.
Well, let me just put it this way. I don't particularly deal in these kinds of favors. Either you have useful information to me or you don't. And that is... If you have useful information, just go ahead and send it over if you think that I might not know it. I don't particularly care about having this repaid or not. Like I said, I want this timeline to be stable. And that's about it.
Oh, actually, I think I got something perhaps. When it comes to stabilizing the timelines and stuff, since, well, as far as I know, it's going to require dealing with the gods, correct?
Yes.
Are you aware of Giratina's thing? What the god Giratina is when it comes to all that?
Yes. We were... I ended up I mentioned this briefly, but I did end up finding that out in my timeline when I was, not exactly as stable as I was now, and proceeded to demand explanations immediately as to why I was reading blatant falsehoods.
That makes sense. When I found that what Cernius espouses was just a big fat lie, I was in quite a shock myself.
Yeah, I was more doing research about my Void Fiend teammate, but... So, of course, I end up looking into Giratina and then see the blatant lies that were included with the publicly available Giratina information, and, well... I don't exactly do well with reading blatant falsehoods, regardless of my mental state.
That is understandable. Well, do you know how you can actually contact Giratina?
We've seen the rituals. As a reminder, we did actually see... We checked on Noah in the time instance a little bit. And so we did see Shia performing the ritual.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
I haven't ever done it myself, so if you have practical knowledge, that would work, but...
I can give you my notes. I was the one that ended up performing the ritual here, so at the very least I can tell you how it goes.
Okay, that would be useful, considering I haven't exactly been able to keep my notes and drawings of it outside of the time, and since everything kind of reset when we left, so... I have a good memory, but remembering all of it, I was not confident enough in a multiple-day-old memory at that point in order to try it.
Elba nods, think he's going to bring out the notes that he ended up writing with the rooms and the steps to do. And it ends up creating a rift into the distortion realm. Actually, the more pocket you give it, the bigger it is.
You know, I did end up reading in the Bible that there was some amount of... He did used to have holy sites, so I wonder if you could shrew the pokey cost at one of the holy sites.
Perhaps.
I don't care too much about paying a little bit of pokey. It was just more of a speculation.
Yeah. Also, there is something else to note, is that you can't just perform this ritual anywhere. It has to be in a place with a large concentration of energy, at least according to Shia. I imagine a holy site would be one of those places.
Very reasonably, yes. It just does it matter the kind of energy, or does it just have to be a concentration of energy?
as far as I know, it just seems to be just a high concentration of energy. I was
Okay, in
able
that
to-
case, I'm gonna probably do it in a dungeon or something. Free energy.
I was able to perform it in the middle of Cernius' sanctuary, despite it being desecrated.
Well, that's still apparently the sanctuary of a god. There's going to be a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that considering the massive amount of energy inside of dungeons, well, I might as well utilize a free energy source and see if that works. And if it doesn't, well, then I know that it has to be something other than dungeon energy, at least. But
Oh, but
if you're
not.
sacrificing Poke for it, that uses dungeon energy, so...
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, well, I'm glad that I was able to help you out in one thing at the very least.
Yeah, because I'm not exactly keen on trying rituals that I've only seen done once or twice and only exist in my memory.
That is definitely understandable. You wouldn't want to try and perform it in somewhere and it just doesn't work because you miss a step or something.
If it didn't work, that would be the best case scenario of fucking up something like that.
Yep. Well, I will leave it. I will leave it to whatever else you were doing. And there's something else that I must do.
Okay, I'm just preparing for a meeting anyway. I don't think you'd be that interested.
Elba nuts. He's proceeding to leave. He's heading towards Sigmund's house, right? Actually.
Squirrel, meanwhile, is antsy. He wants to get going.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm fairly certain that Rex would want Chomper to go with him, but
Decidedly
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Decidedly canonically, I
yeah.
think we can assume that one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 100%.
I think we could assume that one is safe.
And with that being the case, I think he would not object to Shia also, because she was definitely going to be coming as well, carrying him. Maybe he
Yeah.
just didn't sleep well.
Carrying Chomper.
Yes.
That sounds adorable.
We just say the Chomper didn't wake up right away. And then Shia just was like, okay, no, don't need to wake him up, I'll just carry him.
Tails are many use.
Which is funny because Chomper is usually the one that has trouble sleeping.
Yep, but hey, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Shia.
Pyro, hello.
oh, you're coming too?
Of course.
Well, cool. Glad to at least have somebody else familiar with me.
Certainly. I was browsing around and I noticed that the yellow boy wasn't around.
The yellow boy?
I don't remember what his name was.
I'm not sure who you're referring to.
Kaza.
I think it's Kaza.
Oh.
Abrats are yellow.
Oh, yeah, I guess they are. I always just thought of them as more brown, but yeah.
Yellow, brown, yeah.
And Squirrel nods a bit. Yeah. I'm not sure if anybody other than Chomper from my old team is coming.
I have more colors than just yellow. As she will look up towards the ceiling to find him sitting there. Oh!
What?
Hello!
Oh! You're up there? What are you doing up there?
Looking at the floor. He is decidedly looking up, which is down from your perspective.
I think Noah took control again. I'm saying this
Oh.
out of character, by the way.
I
Yeah, well, I mean,
was
you just
thinking.
gotta look at his eyes.
They are
Uh,
open, but they are purple now, it seems.
Is Kaza actually awake right now, or is it just you, Noah?
Wait, Noah? What?
Oh, were you not? Oh, well, no, Noah is in Kaza.
Huh?
Hi.
As he's now just looking between uh, Kaza / Noah and Squirrel.
As for the question, technically, the both of them are asleep. So it's my turn. And I have decided since I am technically both of them, but not any active part of either of them, I'm going to get a name. Do you have a name?
Wait, you are both Noah and Kaza?
Yes. But Noah has a stronger personality, so it's more pronounced.
Oh. Well, wasn't the combined of the two of them culty?
Maybe there was more to it than that, but I don't feel like culty.
Oh, good.
Besides, I am still an Abra.
Culty is weird. No offense to either of you,
Me?
but I hope you guys stay as separate.
I will file that under consideration. Because I also don't want that responsibility. It looks troublesome.
Well then, how about Noza?
I want to be me though. Even though I'm technically a combination, I want to be unique.
That's fair. I'm
Misro.
You what?
I'm thinking Misro.
Misro?
It has nothing to do with either of them, and it sounds interesting.
I don't know. It kind of looks like it kind of sounds like a combination of misery and sorrow, and that's
Oh.
not fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. New name. As he throws something impacts the floor, but it was just air. As he mimics throwing it away.
Huh. I really don't know what to say to this situation.
Pyroclast has become dumbfounded.
It's stun locked.
So,
Name.
a name?
Yes. A name for me. Pumelo.
Nanashi.
Oh. What if I just call myself David?
It's from
No,
extremely esoteric to extremely basic.
No one's called David anymore.
That sounds good to me.
She just
Apologies
looks
to
up.
any Davids in the chat.
She just looks up. Why don't we think about it a little while longer? A name is very important.
Yeah.
Zabala.
We could go.
No. You don't need to take all the A's from their names. True, having 3 A's in my name might be a bit much.
We could
You
could
can
make it
spell
sound
that.
fancy. You could be David.
Huh? I'm
Uh,
feeling very
David's second
artistic
name.
I'm feeling very artistic all of a sudden, and I want to make esoteric puzzles.
How about Koa for now?
It'll do. I guess.
Well,
If I
why is
must.
Koa any different than Noza?
Because nose takes up so much of it. And I'd rather people look at my entire face instead of just the middle.
Do Abras even have noses?
They do. They have little like nose. It's not a large nose, but they do have a nose.
Yeah, they have a snout.
Edge pipes up. What about Squirrel too?
Electric Boogaloo.
Pyro's just gonna get the flat expression.
Hey, we can all throw suggestions.
Crawl 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So Pyro, can I take him to the forge?
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, I would.
You
Nah, I'm already torturing him with forced meditation. That he has to do.
Squirrel Junior. No, Squirrel Senior. Because he is you first, for somehow.
Alright, maybe I'll consider the forge.
I would love to see how he works.
We're back to threatening Edge. Everything is right with the roll.
I'm just gonna start ignoring you once you start making those threats again. I'm just gonna...
Hey, why don't you call yourself Edge?
No, then my last name would be Lord. How dare you, first of all?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good point. So how you doing, Edgelord?
The ceiling is great.
Well, no, not you, Edgelord. The sword Edgelord.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I think a lack of situational awareness comes with the territory. Edge tossed me. Today he dies again.
Oh no.
But alright, Koa it is.
Oh, it is. Until until we can think of something else.
Rasputin.
Oh. Why
How
do I
about we
want to
find out?
Why do I want to dismantle a royal family?
I mean, that would be pretty fitting. I mean, the gods are kind of royalty, aren't they?
Maybe? I don't know.
So
Rasputin.
back to the preparing for travel.
Well, right now I'm just waiting for Elva to get back and seeing if anybody else shows up. And then we're going. Bean, how are those baskets coming? Do you need help?
They're coming. Who wants? Hold on. No, I don't believe that almonds should be between slices of bread. That seems incorrect somehow. No, those should be baked inside a loaf instead of a sandwich.
As Bean is committing atrocities that Nim in his pocket dimension with Balthazar or Belphamon is just cringing at.
Well, he is unfortunately a robot, and it's just like, yes, food matter. Put food between two slices of bread. This is a sandwich now.
Meanwhile, Squirrel will be perfectly
he
happy.
He has awareness, but once he is not following a recipe, it starts becoming difficult.
It's fine.
Also,
Squirrel is happy with whatever he gets, which he already has.
By
all
the-
his food.
by the way, Digi, I've sent you a extremely nerdy one. Not like, a pop culture nerd. I mean, like, me being me. Kind of nerd.
The Squirrel.
Jung.
Yeah, because Carl Jung was the person who coined the term collective unconscious.
Oh boy.
And it is the collective unconscious of two people. So I was being a nerd.
That's not a terrible name.
It really isn't, but also, like,
It also sounds a little funny to say.
Jung.
You! No, not you. Jung.
That is me doing a silly, and me being a nerd. But
He who.
I mean, if we're going there, then then I would whatchamacallit I would offer the name Philemon.
Oh, I want to grant you cards that have no meaning in the real world.
So, Squirrel.
Yes.
Let's see. Do you have any orange berries just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
It's a
Yes, he does.
Okay. Pyro was just gonna say, "Let's check now," but.
Yep, in the same pocket as his vial of stage herpes.
What is with today?
What do you mean?
Oh. That was out of character, okay.
What was out of character?
The stage herpes vial.
Oh no, that's literally what he's got.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but he's saying the word being used, stage herpes.
Oh.
As he'll just jump down to actual floor level, where now he is properly upright.
Yes, it is referring to Glitter Azure.
But yeah, Pyro's basically just checking to make sure proper travel supplies are present.
They are there, though some of these sandwiches seem, well, they are food. Well, with enough water it'll be fine. There's nothing spicy here. Surprising amount of egg, though.
Nom nom nom.
Egg sandwiches.
Hey, egg sandwiches are fantastic.
They are.
They are.
And Samantha does like eggs also, so they were in abundance.
I don't eat breakfast very often, but when I do, it's either like pancakes, waffles, or an egg sandwich.
You will give me an egg.
Yes. So,
I guess back to Elva then. Because
Yep.
Squirrel's mostly just waiting.
Yeah, I said that Elba's just heading to Sigmus's house.
yes. He is still home.
Elba's going to knock on the door to be polite, just to see if he'll answer.
The door swings open. He is there, and he is still small. Ah, good day. How did your talks go?
What was that last word?
How did the talks go?
I don't care. What talks is he referring to?
I said he was going to go talk to his team the last time him and Sigmund talked.
Ah, that's right. Right, you're right. Elba nods and says, actually, well, they're okay with the arrangements, and Bex is actually curious to see if he could actually learn magic. I'm surprised, and also surprised that the lab might be interested as well.
I'll leave teaching him to you.
Of course. I did keep here this morning because I wanted to ask you. For how long are you staying in Arcate? What is the name of this town again?
We're in
Fennekin.
In Lulite.
we're in Lulite.
How long are you remaining in Lulite?
Maybe about 2 more days.
Ah. Where are you headed to next?
Well, I believe your next destination is Domovoy, was it?
Ah, Damovoy. So are you
I'll be
heading your
transferring over there because you may not be aware, but I was actually assigned to watch over that group.
I see.
Since I am the chosen doctor.
I was not aware of that, but that makes a lot of sense. Ah, well, that makes things easier because I was, because well, yes, Squirrel is planning to take a trip to Thumbaboy, and well, I was planning to take him there as my last mission while staying with him. So well, this just makes things easier. I suppose I will meet you back at Thumbaboy then.
Certainly. Or you could just stay here, and you may find that one morning the house is just in a different location.
Ah.
But I assume that you'll be wanting to travel with your companions.
Yes, I want to travel with him. I want to travel with him as last time. It was a
Hmm.
promise, so.
Very well then. Oh,
Hmm.
one of your members was here this morning. They were complaining
Oh,
about my furniture.
oh, was it Lap?
That's the one that's what he called himself, yes.
Ah, I had a feeling. I will have to reprimand him later.
Yes. He was telling me to get more. I declined.
Hmm. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will take care of that.
Noted.
But just gives a bow and then leaves. Good luck with whatever you'll be doing until we'll see each other again.
Yes. Good luck with whatever transpires. Oh, hold on.
Hmm?
And he will hand Elva a small tag.
Oh, what is this?
I suppose break it in case of emergency. And then I will
Oh,
know that you are having an emergency.
oh, I see. Elba nods. Thank you. Elba puts the tag inside of his wonder bag and goes back to the library.
Digi, small out of game question, real quick.
Yes.
Is Sigmund still slightly salty about his about his office getting moved to the library?
Little bit.
Little bit, understandable. I just wanted to check for obvious reasons.
It makes it especially difficult because the library will not be moving to Domovoy.
Yeah. Palti did sort of like somehow cut a deal with it to follow us, but also that doesn't mean that it's going to move with us.
Not immediately, at least.
And the next time it moves, it'll probably be there.
Which we got like what, like 2 weeks on or something? 3 weeks?
Something like that.
Okay. Elba will be heading back to the library and meet up back with Squirrel, and just with a smile tell him and everybody that's already gathered there. Okay, everything's been taken care of. I'm ready whenever. Bex and Lap are here, right? Hey, you two.
No, they didn't arrive yet.
Right. I told it to wait for me with you guys.
Did they run off?
Don't usually do that. Lap, Bex.
Vex pokes his head in. Yes, hello?
Oh, there you are. Why weren't you here already?
I got sidetracked.
And where's Slap?
Finding a catalog.
Dialogue? What?
Tables.
Oh. Okay. I will discuss this when he arrives. But just come here, Bex.
Okay.
We're have to make sure that we have everything ready for our trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Elba's gonna join in on the preparations things.
Well, I guess this is it, and it's time to go.
All that remains is Samuel and Scruff.
There's also
Well, and
Paz going to try and do whatever. I imagine that Samuel did set it to literally be at dawn because, well, to give Kai and anyone else who is showing up the most amount of time to show up, it's probably like a couple hours after
Yeah.
dawn that his actual meeting is.
Yes.
Paz would likely wake up and, well, he will just try to reorient himself just to see where he is. Once he realizes he's at the library, he's just going to. Well, the first thing he's going to go is look for this alternate Bane person that Wade told him about.
Real quick, I do wanna ask, what's Scruff up to?
What is Scruff up to?
Scruff has been doing a great amount of spying on everyone and enjoying his sealing powers. Mostly listening in on everything and making sure he's keeping track of everyone. Because everyone kind of split up. So of the core members of the team, he has been nipping around, just kind of keeping track of them and making sure no one else has, say, vanished into a time instance or something.
That is a real risk with this group, so like, you know.
Fair enough.
He has been a little just a little bit paranoid that he's gonna misplace another member of the team. So he's been keeping an eye on everyone whilst remaining out from underfoot and just traveling on the ceiling.
I wonder if he'll bump into Koa at some point.
I mean, Kaza is one of the ones on his list for keeping track of because, oh dear God, what if they get their vein back and they misplace Kaza?
Oh no. He will lose his mind.
He would lose his actual shit.
No joke.
So Scruff has been keeping track of everyone that he that he possibly can. I say that I will clarify. He's been keeping track of Paz Wade, other vein, just kind of to keep track of. Okay, yeah, that's still not our vein. Moving on. And Kaza. He's been keeping track of the actual members, the registered members of Team Chaos, and Jumper, of course. Jumper's not here at the moment. He's been he's been keeping track of the registered members of Team Chaos.
Chopper at the moment is being held by what you might call Chia's tails, I think.
Yep.
Because apparently Chomper is asleep at the moment. What a weird instance.
I know, what a
That and her tails are
strange time.
very strong. But with enough of them supporting him, he is comfortably unconscious.
Aw.
So,
It's also sorry.
I suppose, then in that case, they may be off. As Samuel has set up something else that may keep him in the library for quite the while.
Yep, but there is also the thing about Paz trying to find him, which would likely happen
yes.
first.
It will.
Yeah. Also, is Koa going with them? As in Kaza going with them?
Yes.
That's a problem. if they're leaving early.
You are correct.
Fair enough.
Unless you would like to convince him alternatively.
I will say at least one decent thing is that Kaza can literally teleport back if they want to when they wake up.
Yep. So it's not as big of an issue, but still, I mean, I mean, Paz is not even aware of that this is happening, so I can't stop it in character. The only one who could do anything about that is Scruff.
What to do.
Yeah, but yeah, the moment Paz wakes up, he'd be just trying to find the alternate vein, and also just looking around because he hasn't been awake for what feels like forever.
Probably not the hardest thing to do. He's not exactly hiding himself.
Yeah.
Yep, and he'd probably just be working on stuff like, whenever. Whenever
Yeah.
Paz actually does find him.
Yeah, and Paz would probably just approach him kind of slowly, and then he realizes that and once he doesn't feel the threatening aura from this bay, he's going to approach him a bit less cautiously, but he's just going to observe him for a moment before asking him, hey there.
Sam, I'm just gonna say Samuel still. Samuel would look up from his work and kind of stare a little bit because he is noticing some physical difference in how they're holding himself in demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of actually calling that out immediately, he's just going to go, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yeah, actually, just was coming over to see you. I am Paz.
I suspected you were holding yourself quite differently to Wade.
It's noticeable, huh?
Well, there's the crest as well as your general demeanor, but the most signifying thing is the crest. Yours kind of droops down while he keeps his, more pointed.
Paz wiggles his crest for a moment and nods. I actually didn't know that happening while Wei was using the body. That's fair enough, though. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No, I'm just working on things. It's not particularly pressing. I'm just getting ready for a meeting that I'm going to be holding in probably about an hour or two.
Oh, a meeting for what? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm going to be informing the Guardian Corps as well as potentially an upper guild representative about the timeline issue.
Oh, that's that does sound very important. Yes, there's not a lot of high-ranking individuals that know about the time instance. The time instance stuff is there, besides Colty, of course.
Faulty, potentially 0. Potentially. So, I wasn't going to require an upper guild membership to this, considering, well, I am a member of the guild. You all are members of the guild. Guild members do know about it. But the Guardian Corps obviously has no one inside of it that actually knows about it, so that's going to be one of my primary goals with this, is to thoroughly inform the Guardian Corps as to what's going on. I don't really suspect that they'll be able to do anything immediately, but it's still very important that they actually understand what's going on. It does affect them, after all.
I see. What is this Guardian Corps? I remember hearing about them at some point. I think I've actually met a member of them at some point, but I don't know the organization.
I'm not entirely sure about what happened in your timeline, but it was probably Kai Akasagi. He's a ranking member of the Guardian Corps and showed up, at least in my timeline, to help interview the various people involved with the Hamoa incident, so...
Okay.
Either him or one of his associates that he brought with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, did you... Would it be okay for me to take... actually, I'm already taking your time. I'm just going to... Wade asked me to ask something from you, since he thought he wouldn't be awake by this morning.
Well, it appears he was correct about that, so it seems like it was a good idea.
He asked me if he said that since you seem to just have a lot of esoteric knowledge from your time in the time instance, that you also know a lot about magic. He asked me to ask you if you have any way to, like, make it so that weapons become non-lethal with magic or something like that.
Well, yes, I have no less than 2 weapon users on my team. It's best for everyone involved during sparring that they're actually able to utilize their weapons without the potential risk of someone dying.
Pass nuts. Ah, okay. Then he was right to ask you. Then, do you think it'd be possible for me to borrow some of those?
Sure, it's not exactly a permanent thing, it's more of something that'll last for a couple minutes at a time. Long enough for a spar, but not exactly lasting. I'm not at the point where I can temporarily imbue something for a long time.
Understandable.
It's rather complicated, but... I don't exactly... I have spare notebooks. I don't exactly need special paper or anything for this, so I'll just give you a small stack of the things.
That will be appreciated. Thank you.
And, yeah. Should I go ahead and roll a craft? Did you?
Yes.
Alright. Let me pull this up. So... Oh no, not 113. That's supposed to be 13. That would have been a lot more dice than was actually supposed to be there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That should be plenty. At least for an example.
Yep. He's just gonna make, like, basically as much of a small stack of the things as he can. They're temporary. They don't last long. They're on a temporary catalyst. It's, you know. Plus, he doesn't exactly have to worry about making a mistake, even though he's tired. Because thank you, Belf.
Yep.
Belf is pretty cool. But yeah, how? You just want to say he makes like 7 or so, because that's how many successes he rolled.
Yep. That sounds
Cool.
about right. Makes sense to me.
In that case, Paz would get 7 pieces of paper, and he'd just go. Now this. Do you know what type whetstone is?
Paz shakes his head.
Okay, well, it basically has the same application as these. You run it over the weapon in question, and it'll activate.
Ah, so do these things work similar to that?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's not a complicated process. You don't need to actually know how to use magic to do it. I've already primed everything. Here you go. If you want to figure out how to make more of these, I let Elva copy my notebook and for my magical notes. And besides that, well, after that, figure it out, I guess. I'm not exactly going to be sending these things across timelines.
Paz nods and takes the paper and puts them in his wonder bag, and he just nods and just says, "All right, thank you for that. It was it was nice. It was nice getting to meet you."
You have met me for all of maybe 20 minutes while I was working. I don't know how you could possibly say it was nice to meet me when this is you quite literally meeting me for the first time. At least this version of me. Has maybe realizing what Wade said with he lacks even more social grace.
Yep. Paz is just chuckling at that and just, it's fine. Just, it's just let's just say that just seeing you like this is comforting, you could say.
I mean, I guess it is far less worrying having me around, considering I, in fact, lack a demon growing in my shadow.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I've not seen it myself, but considering what I've seen of the Bane from this island, I'm not even surprised. Yes. Well, I already know that you're helping Wade when it comes to trying to help our Bane with his problem. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that if there's anything that you can tell me about it.
Okay, define problem.
Well, he basically told me everything that happened while he was awake and I was asleep, and that included all of the information from yesterday. Still trying to process some of it, but at the very least, I heard that you're basically helping him out when it comes to some sort of investigation.
Yes, the murder investigation.
Yeah, but well, besides all that, that I guess that is something that I hope that I hope goes well. But at the same time, I'm just wondering, do you think you have anything that it comes when it comes to helping our version of pain deal with this dark spiral thing?
No, because I have never actually gone into tier 3 of the Dark Spiral. At most, I went into tier 2 for effectively what equates to a few hours when I remembered a rather important segment of my past life. The only advice that I could really give is don't let him remember that section of his past life. Because if he does, considering that I have a rather stable and effective team, that considering the interpersonal situation here, from what I can tell, I would not recommend having him remember the fact that I'm just going to say that he should not remember. At least until things have stabilized.
Has nuts. Oh, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I'm kind of going through something similar myself. I don't particularly want to remember who I am at the moment. Partly because I've been told that I'm supposed to be a villain, and that doesn't sound good.
No, it does not.
Uh, Is there any advice that you could give me when it comes to helping him out in general?
Just in general.
Yes, in general.
That's... I don't exactly know how I'm supposed to answer that, considering I barely know what's going on with myself and I actually have memories. So, I don't know, probably just don't make him freak out more. Just, if he scolds or yells at you over something, probably just don't repeat the mistake.
I'm on it.
Honestly, just so long as he keeps complaining, you're probably fine. Considering that,
Help. Help. Hello?
Tal?
Okay, what? It's not me. Oh no, we lost Tal.
How unfortunate.
Well,
Then I suppose that this scene is temporarily on pause while the other group starts getting on the move.
yep. Seems Squirrel is headed out.
It probably feels very interesting finally putting Lulite behind you. As, with map in hand and compass to keep yourself going in the right direction, the team marches on.
Yeah, Squirrel is very pleased to get away. Got a lot of pep in his step.
Marleon asks if they should accompany you, however, as it seems that on this day, Farion has finally arrived also, as he was further away for reasons. However, they will note that it is perfectly acceptable if you say no.
My power decided to flicker.
Ah, hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my entire room. It was a moment. Very dramatic. Okay.
I thought it may happen again for a moment there.
Yeah, same.
Oh no, that was just all my startup programs
Uh-huh.
initiating.
Fair.
But yeah, no, my power decided to flicker.
Oof.
It was all
Sorry to
very
hear.
dramatic. My entire room flickered.
Sorry to hear that.
Yep, but hey, I'm back and I'm getting into things, and what's the last thing you heard me say?
I believe the last thing you said was however after telling him not to let him freak out, and if he begins complaining, it's probably a good thing.
Ah,
And then
yes.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so in that case, yeah, so long as he's complaining, that's actually a good sign, because it's when I stop complaining that there's problems. Because it means that I think me trying to improve things at all will not, in fact, make any progress.
Ah, I see. That actually makes sense, I suppose.
So, incessant complaining, good thing. So long as, there's actually things going on that are wrong.
Understandable. Thank you, actually. This might actually help a ton.
Sure. I don't exactly enjoy talking about myself, but if it makes this timeline any more stable, so I can avoid this sort of thing happening again. I have my own timeline I'm supposed to be worrying about, not this one.
Has not. Heh. Yeah. You're as focused as focused and diligent as ever.
I am supposed... I do have, technically speaking, 2 jobs now. I am supposed to be a member of the guild, as well as be an auditor for my guild. Which means that I'm supposed to be checking on things, and if I'm correct, time has been progressing in my world while I'm stuck here, and I have not been doing either of my jobs.
That is fair. You will probably have a lot of things piled up by the time you get back.
Yeah,
So I suppose I shouldn't take any more of your time then.
I also need to figure out a way to go back to my original world so I can put in leave.
Has nods and he just begins walking away. He has a little bit of a smile on his face when he leaves.
Nate is legitimately concerned about the fact that he has not told his job that he has either resigned or gone on leave.
That is so Bane.
Breaks back into his old world, just tells them, hey, I'm going to be missing for a while. I'm using my many years of unused and accrued vacation and PTO now. I might be back. Hey, he's only taken one PTO day his entire life.
So I heard.
So, he kind of has a bit because it keeps rolling over.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can go back to the next scene. Everybody else, everyone began the journeys, and I think Pass and Scruff just got left behind. Unless
There is Paz.
Mhm.
I would like you to roll perception.
Okay, one moment. 1, 3, 4, 5. 5. Five.
There's an additional shadow on the walls that shouldn't be there.
Wade blinks as he sees the shadow.
Has.
Yeah, Pass winks as he sees the shadow. Sorry. Being a was is a switch back.
Yes.
Yeah, now
I
you're
know.
messing yourself up.
Yes. Huh? What is that? Paz is going to approach the extra shadow.
The shadow chuckles and taps your shadow. You feel it. Okay.
Paz just recoils for a moment as the shadow just touches my own shadow. Ah, what are you? Who are you?
It's me. Though I am apparently going by Koa now.
Paz just tilts his head for a moment. Then something clicks in his head. Oh wait, Noah? Is that you?
Kind of.
I thought you were inside of Casa. Somebody told me that.
Well, I also found something else, and I got more of me back. Kind of.
Can you explain what you mean?
Well, there's not a Basque Legion around your library anymore, so that's something.
Basque Legion? What's that?
It's a big fish thing that's made of vengeful spirits.
Oh, it's that a Pokemon. I don't think I've seen it I don't think I've seen that one yet in the encyclopedia. Okay,
Yeah.
so there was just one in the library at some point. That was part of you.
Yes.
And
So, I have shadows again, and that's nice.
Oh, see. Okay.
I couldn't just leave.
Where
So,
are you? Where?
left.
Wait, left? What do you mean? Where do you left? Go.
I went with Squirrel. But I didn't want to leave completely because I like people here too. So I'm just chilling.
Paz is just going to blink for a moment as he realizes the implication. Wait, Casa is at the moment just traveling with Squirrel.
Yes.
Wait. Wait, just told me something about this. He said that Squirrel was probably going to leave in the morning. Oh. Yeah, I guess he was very punctual at that. So where are you guys now?
On the road.
Ah. Okay. I'm going to try and find who else is anybody else from our team there with you?
But he's in Shia's tails.
Ah. So no, not Scruff and I guess definitely not Bane. Okay, I guess give me a moment. I need to go find Scruff. Scruff.
He's over there. As he will helpfully point him in the direction before he just goes back to his vain observation.
Scruff.
What?
Oh, I'm never quite so comfortable as when I'm at least 6 feet under.
Drew has purchased 10 tabletop cards packs.
Oh,
that's
thank you so much for
understandable.
that purchase, Guru.
Thank you, Guru.
Scruff is on the ceiling holding a book with Shadow Claw.
Scruff. Are
What-
you?
what?
What are you What are you doing up there? Since when are you able to? Since when are you able to climb the walls like that?
Welcome back. Welcome back, Paz. So you got the snow claws. I know you figured out how that their grippy power is stronger than my weight. So see you,
Oh,
Scruff. Oh, you can reach the
oh,
top shelf now without Shadow Claw.
oh, that's actually neat. But we
Hmm.
have a bit of we have a bit of a problem.
Oh, what is it now?
Well, apparently Squirrel just left with a bunch of people and
Yeah.
Noah in Casa's body left with them.
Uh. What? 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 Wait. Wait, what?
Noah in Casa's body left with them. Casa is with them.
Wait. Oh no.
Yeah, this is not good. We need to get to them.
Well, I hope Vane doesn't come back today. I, Scruff, Scruff puts the book down on the nearest shelf. Who are the team? Who are the teams left here? We've got literally just Paz. Scruff is gonna snuff. Who's who? If Scruff snuffles right now, who's the next closest person other than Paz?
As far as I'm aware, there is only Samuel, Paz, and Scruff left.
There's Samantha, and there is Bien, and there is also Artanis, who has just been quietly hanging around and just sort of eavesdropping on people.
Ha.
Scruff is gonna home in on Bien because Bien's probably the best one for. Probably the one that should Vane return, he will go to Bien first.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Okay, Disney princess.
Yeah, that was
That-
new.
I guess they changed the animation for the winter.
Scruff will hurry over to Bien and go, Bien, should Vane return before we get back? We've gone to get Kaza for him. Right? I think they'll walk into Domovoy. And then and with that, Scruff is nipping off to find Samuel.
Yep, which he's still in the same spot he's been literally all night.
Yeah. Samuel
You
was
guys are gonna
doing a
wanna
lot of the.
You're gonna want to hurry. Squirrel's set a very fast pace.
Yeah, but he's also accompanied by, well, no offense, but I assume they're gonna dawdle a bit.
Squirrel ain't having that.
You have to remember. You have to remember that Elba is literally tired from pulling a lone niner. Give him a break. He's doing his best at the moment.
Scruff is gonna go find Samuel and just quickly go. Looks like Squirrel's taken most of the team, save me, Paz, and I suppose our version of your counterpart.
Actually, that does remind me. Did Squirrel want Team Arleon to come along?
Oh yeah, we kind of we were. That was the question. The question was given earlier, and Tal returned as before it was answered.
Squirrel would have been fine with them coming, as long as they keep up.
Fair enough. I will say for the sake of it that Farion hung back because there's only most of the team here.
Ah, yes, we've made the situation far better. Liquid will come back with no Kaza and Fairy out there.
Well, no. Because Scruff and
Scruff has
Paz are
plans
about
for
to
him already.
explode out and run into Farion. Just be exactly who they needed.
Scruff will pause at Samuel though and go, "You're helping with the paperwork and everything for the rank up, right? Is there
Currently,
anything
no.
Is there anything else that we need to do, or can it be done at the at any guild branch? Does it have to be here?
Paperwork can be done at any guild branch. They have explicitly a file sharing system, along with, local files as well. So if you go to somewhere else and you put in a communications request, you can get an updated file transfer from a different guild in particular, or a generalized request, which would be slower. So, but no, I am not currently working on any of your team's paperwork, considering I'm not a member of your team, so I can't do your paperwork.
Scuff's going to repeat. Communications request file transfer rank up. Gotcha. I've got. We've got to go get Kaza. Got to go get Kaza before. And he'll zoom.
Why do people not explain things here? He's just saying that to himself.
Well, it's probably because they have a sense of urgency and can't quite prioritize finishing their statement or just going.
Yes, but usually they don't exactly have this problem in my timeline, so...
To be fair, Scruff did relay some more of it to be
put out wherever you're from.
What did you say, Digi?
There's less fires to put out where you're from.
Decidedly so, yes.
And yes, a small, tiny, furry missile is going to shoot out the front of the library.
And Paz is just staring at Scruff, not being quite as fast as him, and just guess I'll just follow as best as I can. Paz is trying to follow Scruff, but he can't. He can't.
Let me check what's Scruff's speed.
Do you have the zoomies feat?
Yes, 40.
Then 40. which means that if you
Nice.
sprint, you're moving at 160.
Yeah. Zoom.
Now, mayhaps, I suppose with that being the case, mayhaps Paz is the only one that will be hitching a ride.
No, I kind of had the funny idea of Scruff literally zooming out the front door at 160 miles an hour and just poof straight into Farion.
Fair
Fair
enough.
enough.
It's hard to turn when you're going that fast.
Understandable. He just looks down. Huh, I think something just hit my foot, but I don't see anything. Lost in the fur. the the door cracks open at Mach speed as he swerves out and drifts into Farion. Oh. Huh? What? Hello? He looks down. Lifts one foot. Lifts the other foot, searching for something. Hello? Hello? Did I step on a dicklet? Hello? Where is that? As he'll start lifting his hind paws. Hello?
Paz is just going to come over. Oh, hey, it's you.
Oh. Little blue dude. Hi. Skinny
What
little blue dude.
What was your name again?
Farion. What's yours?
Paz. And,
Okay.
I just saw Scruff just zooming out of the gate, and he bumped right into you, but I don't see him. Where did he go?
Oh. He'll lift his front paw and shake it a little bit. Hold on. This happens sometimes. Shake it. Hello? Are you there? I think he's wandered from this direction. Could you find him? He will extend his paw.
Paz just blinks. He's going to try and try and reach through Farius's fur to see if he can find Scruff.
He doesn't need that much of a haircut, right?
I mean, if I can't see him right now, then it's kind of, well, I guess Scruff is tiny, so maybe
reaching.
Farion is not unfamiliar with a small being in his fur.
Yep.
He is not.
Scruff, are you in there?
Are you stuck?
Slightly quieter.
Okay, hold on. I think I see him. As he'll like lean forward and start like biting at Scruff's general direction. Oh. Like trying to grab a hold of some patch of him.
Scruff is still wearing the medical case.
Then
He hasn't taken that off this time.
Then he will nip at the medical case and slowly lift him out. Okay, I found him. I don't think your grippers are good for my fur. Or whatever thing you're wearing right now.
Scruff looks at his paws that have just got a very distinctive white and ginger fluff attached to them.
They got tangled immediately.
Well, at least you're out now, but we gotta hurry.
You're going somewhere?
We the rest of the team left behind.
Oh, I did see them. They were like almost running.
Kaza, Kaza left the building, and other vein is still in the building. And if other vein becomes our vein, then our vein will be in the building alone without Kaza.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't understand. That is bad. We can't let that happen.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
They are
As
very
As
attached.
he will toss Scruff into the air.
Hi, Rex.
Hi, Rex.
Sorry that you're missing out on the Arcanine pause.
Oh. Don't worry. there is always possibility for accidents. But Scruff will land on his back.
Oh, I see. You are very fast, aren't you?
I am. I'm a marathon runner.
Okay, Paz is going to climb up the Arcanine.
There's a lot of fur, but he stands very tall, actually. There's a lot to climb. I believe he's something in the ballpark of like 9 feet.
I mean, he's if he's an alpha Arcanine, which just doubles height, Arcanine is normally like 6'3", so he's like 12.5 feet tall.
Oh,
Dang.
he will just extend a paw and lift him onto his back.
He is like 4 meters.
Enormous beast.
Okay, Paz will accept the paw.
A voice from the first time.
Mm-hmm.
As a Cubchoo pokes their head out.
Oh, hey, it's you. You were
Hi.
you were teaching me about ice energy at some point. I bet.
I was.
How have you?
Things happened.
A lot of things happen. How have you been?
Good. Now you're gonna want to hold on to something. He's already taken his pose.
Okay. What should I hold on to?
Fur.
Okay.
The lower the better.
Paz follows these instructions.
As the Cubchoo wriggles and practically vanishes beneath the fur.
If Lilac was if Lilac was a D&D ranger, their favorite terrain would be Fairy on Fur.
Custom terrain.
Custom terrain, Fairy on Fur.
Scruff shuffles over to where Lilac went down, and then also just burrows into the fur.
Dig maneuver. On top of Farion, burrowing is normal movement.
Now I just imagine there's like a little home Lilac has made in Farion's fur.
Well,
Woven nest.
that's the thing. Lilac has strategically hidden pockets of food in Farion's fur, so that they can stay there for extended periods of time. These also include water skins. This boy ain't leaving unless he must. An amount of this food was acquired by stealing Farion's lunch while he was distracted. But no, he's off like a bolt.
Whee!
And Yeah, catching up isn't terribly much of a problem. But
All aboard the Farian Express.
oh yes. And with that being the case, they can catch up and trot alongside the squirrel group, as Farion will maybe also carry the exhausted Elva. And anyone else who might be, let's say, going at a slower pace.
Elba will graciously take that offer because he is exhausted.
Lap demands rides. And with everyone else riding, and with so many other people riding Farion, Vex thinks that this is the cool thing to do, and he also wants rides. Mostly because this is a fluffy person who is actually just immune to fire. So obviously he is entitled to rides.
The Vex logic.
I was about to say maybe riding Farion with his furs wouldn't be good for a shaman, but then I realized, oh wait, he's fire type, of course.
That and his ability is flash fire, so
Double, of course.
Vex is very pleased.
Just the
Edge warns Pyro once, "Do not lose me in that. That feels like a very real chance."
just the entirety of Team No Worry just riding Farion.
You know, Edge, why are you giving me ideas?
If I get lost, I will not return willingly. I will find a new handler.
Sure.
I can threaten too.
He pats the hilt.
Excellent. Now move those stumpy legs. The boy's escaping. The boy's escaping.
As he hurries up to them, but taking note of what he said.
Fortunately, Charmeleons aren't about agility. The Charmander
No.
line is just not.
Once Farion isn't going at a marathon pace, Paz is gonna pick his head outside of the fur and just look around just to see where the heck we are.
Well, Lulite is still technically within viewing distance. But you're on the road. As the road is well defined as many a cart has been here, and it is a flat, large dirt path.
Hey, Scruff, I think we're here. Scruff?
Scruff pops it after a little bit of rummaging. Scruff pops his head out with a mouthful of food.
No, my emergency snack. Well, one of 17, but no. No.
Scruff, without looking, uses a tiny shadow claw to insert some of his own rations into Lilac's face.
Ah, commerce. I understand.
He just wanted some Farion cooked food, you know.
Well roasted, I understand.
Farion-sized portions.
Vex turns around. There's snacks?
No snacks. No.
I'm gonna find snacks. as he will try and dig into the fur.
Elba is asleep. He can't stop this.
Left. There's food, you say? Lab is also gone.
Elva is asleep. He can't stop this. He's sleeping with a smile on his face while his team is doing shenanigans.
This is very comfy, actually. Were it possible, you'd consider poaching him.
Paz is just going to look around and just say, where is Casa? Casa!
Not here.
Noah?
Also wrong.
Nope, it's Koa. Also, you're late.
I'm late. I just woke up from being asleep for 3 days.
You were not asleep for 3 days. I just talked to you a couple hours ago.
Paz blinks. No, you were not talking with me, Squirrel. You were talking with Wade.
Oh.
They have been asleep for a while.
Okay. Either way, you're late.
I mean, sorry, I needed to do some stuff in the morning, and I wasn't really aware that you were leaving so soon.
I told you guys I was.
Well, either way, we're here now, I guess. We're heading somewhere, right? I believe it's a town called Domoboy?
Yep, there's a mine there. And a blacksmith school.
Oh. No wonder you want to go there. I get it.
Well, it was also getting really dull sitting there doing nothing while you guys were doing a bunch of talking constantly.
Oh,
Important planning.
I know how to do more fun talking. It's when people don't respond until you're done.
What?
There's better ways of information sharing things. Instead of talking, I could just sing.
You're going to have to catch up with your group because you took Kaza with you. At the very
Hey,
least,
don't you
took
even
Kaza
dare
with
accuse
you.
me of taking somebody. He came with us.
I did do that. But I left a shadow. I am in many places.
So
Once
long as you can
again,
tell
everything is my
Vane
fault,
where you are.
apparently.
So long as you can tell Vane where you are when he returns.
I don't
'Cause
care
if he-
about
if
telling
he-
Vane
if he shows-
anything.
I'm not talking to you.
Hmm.
He rotates on the spot squarely to face
Squirrel.
not Squirrel.
They're currently going by
Koa.
Koa.
Yeah, like Koa.
Scruff will pause and go, Koa, was it?
Yes.
Lovely. So long as you have some part of you there to should our vein reappear, just to reassure him, because he was quite worried about Kaza whilst he was stuck in the Tome instance.
And I don't think Casa will want to wake up and just and just not real and just not know where he is for a moment there. I certainly don't. It was quite bizarre just waking up in the middle of the library.
And you guys are welcome to go back.
I mean, we were coming still.
According to Samuel, we can access our guild records here through the guild should we ask for further aid. So, at the very least, Team Chaos should be all right. We just need to acquire our joint team lead.
He'll be awake eventually. He's supposed to sleep more anyway.
Also, if I remember correctly, something Wei told me. I do believe there's something for us to do along the way in this in this direction.
He tilts his head slightly as if searching his own mind for something. Yes, there's a Gyarados that's making problems along a river.
Wait,
Yeah.
a what?
Gyarados.
Gyarados.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
Oh yeah.
That's not gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. I saw that in my encyclopedia at some point. They were actually pretty early on there. These things called these fishes called Magikarps just rarely evolve into these giant dragon-looking things called Gyaradoses.
Yeah, apparently kind of being a problem and rampaging and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've seen one or two in my travels.
And it is your breakup test. And
Yeah. I remember now. That's what they said. It was they gave us this as a test, so we can become bronze rank.
I mean, nowhere in there does it say we have to fight him. People can be reasoned with, after all. Plus, we could make use of connections in getting it done.
Yeah, I never.
Side-eyes, Furry.
I can tackle a Gyarados. Zarok, do not tackle the Gyarados.
I never said we needed to fight him. I just said we have to deal. It was just told that we have to deal with him, however we see it fit, right? So, well, I guess we just have to find a river and find him and see what we can do, if he can even be reasoned with.
Well, he must be rampaging for a reason.
What do you guys think it could be that reason? Pass is just asking to anybody that listens.
Well, it's hard to know without encountering them.
Could be food, could be he normally hangs out in that spot, or he's been pushed out of his normal spot by someone else. We'll find out once we get there. He could just be having a tantrum, but We won't know until we ask him.
Those hmm.
Guys, how about walk and talk? Cause Squirrel is moving ahead.
Oh, I believe I assumed that they were,
where-
considering most of
where's-
them are riding Furry on.
Yeah, we're still on top of Furry, and we're just speaking
Okay.
while we're doing this.
I imagine Scruff has actually moved down the flank of Ferion, so he's kind of vertical at the moment on a vertical surface, but he's just like it's more polite to chat with people closer to eye level rather than on top all the way on top of Ferion.
Does Pyroclast also want a lift?
Nah, he's fine for now. Besides, he wants to walk because it's been a bit.
Fair
Scruff
enough.
extends a shadow claw, like offering an arm. He extends a shadow claw to Koa.
Who is fine walking for now, but they will start doing something else. As they offered earlier, no one told them no. Ergo, they are just going to start singing.
Starts what?
Singing.
Oh, singing.
What are they singing?
You are the ocean's great waves.
How dare you? No, it is something else. Okay, yep, I think I got this one. Just skin and bone, nothing inside. Sleeping alone, fingers tied themselves in knots around the heart. It beats in time. I see the spine of the world sparkle and shine. Light the inside. I see the spine of the world. I know it's mine. Twisted and tied. You always go walking on toes. Walk away slow. Feel the fire light your way to me. My siren song for you. I see the spine of the world sparkle and shine. Light the inside. I see the spine of the world. I know it's mine. Twisted and tied. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting?
Paz just look up and check his head. No.
That were quite lovely, that were.
Ella has a different expression and asks, "Can you be less ominous?" What?
Who is saying that?
The Arbok. She's part of
Oh.
Team Arleon.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was an interesting song, even if it was strange.
Oh. I will take that as a compliment.
Did you heard that song? Did you heard that song somewhere?
No.
Did you just come up with it on the spot?
I am just conveying information. That is how conversations happen, but I can make it more fun.
Oh. I'm going to need to go back to listen to listen to that song again.
Okay. Zarok, child, I don't believe there's anything wrong with your spine. I can have more than one. That's concerning.
Yeah, welcome to, Koa. That's all I'll say.
I don't think you should be doing that with Kasa's body.
I will
Yeah, that I will agree.
But my other one is a little bit of a mess.
Yes, but your body, your other body could actually take that kind of stuff. I don't think Kasa's body can take that.
I will be doing no such things to this body. Willingly. I cannot control external sources, however.
Noted. What are these external sources that we have to watch out for?
I could get punched in the face. You know, the usual.
Squirrel, you see anything interesting around?
Squirrel's kind of gone on ahead a bit.
I haven't been this pleased with a group of folks since
Oh,
the
no.
Lumerians sent the price of turnips
Here we
through the
go.
roof during the onion famine.
No, I will say that I'm not sure how Vane's going to react, considering that the Shadow also did the same, singing unprompted from Vane's perspective.
Probably just annoyance, but he also realizes that this is a combination of Kaza and Noah. And, Noah definitely liked to be dramatic at least, so... And considering all the weird lack of social tact, as well as the fact that this is obviously not either one of them, it is, well, you know.
Yeah. Still, I believe there's a thing to do now.
That there is. Congratulations, everyone. You're getting a call from Jakovich.
Yay! This
Tigar, I hope you enjoy your first time getting to experience Jakovich. All right. Alright, so I went ahead and went into that diamond-ranked fire-type dungeon with my third cousin Alar's special barrels in order to try and make some of my Uncle Zal's special booze using those barrels. Well, it actually kind of worked pretty well, but it might have been a bad idea to bring a bunch of gunpowder-laced barrels into a fire-type dungeon, considering that, one little spark hit them and, some of them just decided to go up. But, that's why we went ahead and brought a lot of them, so that way when one did explode, it just kind of, destroyed that particular room, and we just kept clearing out the dungeon floor while it was brewing for a while there. Worked out pretty well, actually. It was, until we got bored and started doing another game of Ricochet, and then, the ball ended up bouncing into one of the barrels, went through it, and then got coated with the stuff. And then that ball was just on fire now, and looking over at it, it's still actually on fire. We tried putting water on it, that just kind of made it worse. Now the ground around it's also just on fire, but which is a little bit concerning, considering I don't think fire-type dungeons are supposed to get lit on fire from external sources, but, it's just gonna keep going like that, although that does remind me of the time where my half-brother Jarek did get drunk. I think I mentioned this before, where he got drunk at a family gathering with a game of Ricochet. Well, he ended up lighting something on fire, and I'm pretty sure that piece of the house is still slightly on fire. I don't really know. They kind of tore up the board and then proceeded to put it in the fireplace, and it's just sort of been sitting there ever since. And, well, because my family decided to make a bunch of stuff out of dungeon materials, it's just kind of not actually burned yet, because it's just a really low-level fire. But, speaking of making things out of dungeon materials, I'm actually trying to convince my third cousin Alar into making a lot of these barrels out of dungeon materials next time, as well as actually asking him what would happen if he tried to make all of this gunpowder stuff out of dungeon materials exclusively, because he hasn't actually tried that before, considering that dungeon materials are a bit expensive at times. But hey, it's going to be quite a project. But we're wondering what will happen if we actually put all this together and then try and make another batch of Uncle Zal's special booze, considering Well, we had about 5 different barrels going, and then one got destroyed by ricochet. Another one, there was kind of a Magmar that tried to fight us, and that didn't go too well for the barrel. Didn't go too well for the Magmar either. But yeah, that kind of just happens. And I don't actually rightly know what happened to 2 of the other barrels, but there's exactly 1 barrel left, and we're both just kind of watching it, trying to make sure it doesn't explode too.
Amazing.
What?
Instant powder?
Huh?
Man talks sometimes. He's nice.
I haven't heard one of those in a while.
What? Huh? Did that guy just create napalm?
Maybe.
I'm concerned that you actually may know what that is.
Of course I know.
What?
That sounds like blasted powder. Oh, it's fun.
You know, I'm going. As Pyro just hurries after Squirrel, just seemingly dumbfounded by all of this.
Has he just kind of curious to see what the reaction of Ting Allen is to that message?
They are frowning. Decidedly so. Like, oh, him again. That crazy Ursaring's doing things again.
Oh, we have confirmed what species Jakovic is.
He is an Ursaring, yes.
Cool.
Well, I guess as long as he's not hurting other people, it's fine.
How does he keep doing this?
We're not sure. We're suspecting he modified his badge somehow.
Well, I mean, whenever this happens, it's funny. So I'm not exactly complaining, but this person has a lot of bizarre stories to tell.
He's not going to be running out anytime soon.
I see. Hey, Scruff, do you know how further away the river that they told us about is?
DG, are there any landmarks around them right now that he might
No.
recognize from the map, or will we have to sort of?
You kind of have
Judge.
to guess, since there's not really much in the way of landmarks other than your distance from Lulite at the moment. And it's just kind of fields for a while. But I will let you know, probably about a day, maybe 2.
Scruff will just nudge Furry on, and then remember. Oh wait, yeah, they can barely feel it. Actively prods Furry on with a shadow claw. Hey, you're good at you know your own pace. Like, how
What?
far out of town do you think we are?
Let's say 3.5 miles.
Right, so that would put us Scruff takes a brief moment to try and remember, and then it's just like, I wrote it down. Why am I trying to think about it?
This hamlet shall not fall.
One Kotiago raided my stream with 9 viewers.
Hey, Taya, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in. How was your stream? Hope you had a good time. Welcome in, everybody. I am Razim. This is Lost in Chaos Scar, one of our Pokemon tabletop RPGs we've got here on the channel. Hope you all enjoy the show here.
Boy, you say.
Yes. For those that don't know, somehow, Taya plays Dr. Volt in our Recallers of the Lost campaign, which I believe our next session will be this Saturday.
Hey Candyfloss_mango, you have been given a tabletop cards pack through Streamloots by Crew. Good luck.
A miss! Not enough ale.
Oh boy.
But yeah, thank you so much for that raid, Taya. I'll be in the chat from here, but thank you for sharing your community with me. I really appreciate it.
I will now propose a small time skip because it's going to be a lot of walking otherwise, and the next major event is going to be Vane's meeting.
Can I just finish my little
Oh, sorry.
Scruff was just gonna take a moment trying to recall off the top of his head how far it would be, and then just wait, I wrote it down. Why am I trying to rely on my memory of all things? And then he'll look it up in his journal of, okay, there's Domovoy and then he'll figure it out from there and relay to the group how long it will take to reach either Domovoy or the Gyarados, whichever comes first. Time skip.
I mean, Pyro was also rushing to catch up with Squirrel. Not sure if he had any plans on that.
Pyro, inform us.
So, Squirrel,
Yeah?
what the heck was that from the badge just now?
He just shrugs. Somebody that talks to us occasionally.
Huh. As he's looking down at the badge. This day is... Is it... Oh, has it always sort of been like this since you got here?
That's all, folks.
Crazy and stuff? Yes. We always have something weird going on.
Oh. As Pyro is scratching the back of his head, thinking about...
Ooh.
Ooh, shiny.
Squirrel is noticeably very, peeved at the moment.
What's on your mind?
Just once again, always blamed for things. Apparently, I kidnapped Kaza. Or Koa. Because apparently he's not capable of making his own decisions, and so clearly I'm the bad guy and just took him. And they wonder why I don't want to rejoin their team.
I will admit, he could have phrased that a little differently, but...
As in entirely differently?
Yeah. Sorry if I'm a little off, it's just... starting to understand the constant chaos you're actually experiencing all the time.
There's a reason why the team was named it the way it was.
I can see that now. But yeah, Koa definitely chose out of his own free will to come with us, so... Just remember that.
I'm not the one that needs to remember it.
Yeah. Just saying that so you don't beat yourself up over what others think.
No, it's just another reminder of why I should just get away from them altogether. They don't want me around, they're just gonna blame everything on me anyways. Might as well go find my own corner of the world and wait for it to end.
Pyro pauses for a bit. I've never really been great at this kind of stuff. But what you said yesterday about me constantly wishing Alex and stuff. Yeah. Maybe I'll talk to Scruff about that a little bit later.
Maybe we should go look for Alex. You, me, and Edge. We're a team now.
That would be nice. But first, let's see what Domovoy has to offer.
Probably more things for me to mess up and get, or not even have anything to do with and get blamed for anyways.
Well, let's not go the negative route. Let's at least hope there's a event you can show off your skills at.
Maybe. But considering the way this world's been, I doubt I'll be so lucky. But maybe.
Yeah, just keep your chin up about the things you want to do.
He'll nod. He's looking a little bit less peeved, but
Still a little bit present.
yeah.
And Pyro will just let Squirrel be unless something else starts to agitate him more.
Right now he is going quite a bit faster than the rest of the group. Presumably is going anyways.
I mean, Farron is probably keeping pace with you. So
Kind of depends on how fast the rest of the group moves. I would
Fair enough.
assume Varion would be staying with the rest of the group.
I guess he's generally keeping pace. So Squirrel's deliberately going ahead. Then he's probably keeping pace more with Pyro and the rest of Team Arlan, who can raise their stride.
I would say Pyro is also now keeping watch for anything.
Fair enough. Then with the rest of Team Arlan picking up the pace.
But
Yes.
from here, we can go ahead and do the time skip over to Samuel then.
All right. All right, did you?
Yep.
What happens?
Okay. So. What happens is that Kai Akasagi and a small entourage from the Guardian Corps do arrive.
Interesting.
Along with a Breloom wearing a hyper rank badge. So, sorry, a Grandmaster badge.
Oh, Grandmaster. Oh, okay.
Yes, as it seems that this, whatever it was, warrants a lot of attention.
I mean, it probably helps that he's an auditor.
Yes. And so, they're here to see what you have to say.
All right. The first thing that he's going to do is ask if any of them have any additional people that are on their way, or if this is going to be all.
Kai says this is it. This is it for him, and the Beryllium will inform him that other people will get what he hears.
All right. In that case, I will maintain that this meeting will be extremely important, as well as, how do I say, it will in fact be rather worldview altering, as I do have rather critical information to share about the state of the world, as well as certain things going on with it that are not in fact very well known, if known beyond a few very select individuals. The reason that I am calling this meeting is to help inform other organizations, as well as help inform my own organization in a more official matter as to what's going on. Now, in order to preface this slightly, I am not actually the vein of this timeline. There is a parallel timeline, and we've gotten swapped due to magic. I will only be here for a short time, but during my stay here, I will be attempting to help your timeline as much as I can. Are there any questions that you have so far?
They can wait until the end, as I believe that they may be answered during the course of this.
In that case, I'm just going to start from the beginning, and I will continue talking, and if at any point you have a pertinent question that you would wish to ask, just make it known. As this will be rather long, and, well, this will also be rather confusing at the beginning. And he will, in fact, just kind of start going through basically literally everything to do with the timeline, the time loop, all of that nonsense, with zero filter to it. He is just telling them straight up.
It is a lot to take in, understandably.
That it is. He was expecting that. Is there any particular additional reaction or no? Because I know they're going to just be kind of...
They do want to know a few things. Starting with... So... You mentioned that there were differences. Does he believe that these potential differences are going to start going out of control?
It is a possibility, especially considering that, well, obviously, my team is very different than the team that showed up in Hamoa in this timeline. It also appears that the Chosen are extremely scrambled and remain extremely scrambled every single timeline, to the point where there is no guarantee as to the true efficacy of our timelines in terms of the exact details, explicitly and almost solely because of the fact that different Chosen have appeared at different times, and all of their actions are going to be affecting the timeline in minor ways. However, it does appear that the base situation between our timelines does in fact remain the same, and should both of our timelines reset, well, then they are both returning to the exact same state, minus perhaps how each of our culties are reacting to things.
Then what do you believe we should be prioritizing at the moment?
At the moment, in terms of prioritizing, obviously there is the fact that, well, there exists a situation in the world that is guaranteed to come up, which is the question of the gods. That should probably be your primary concern, considering the fact that that will, regardless of anything else, affect all of us. And given that it is, in fact, integral to the time loop, well, it needs to be taken care of anyway. In terms of organizational things, obviously, dealing with the interpersonal problems that are integral to the timeline is not exactly going to be something that you can really do beyond slight nudging one way or the other. But when it comes to situations like the gods, well, that's where organizational might starts to come into play, and that is where I think you should focus your efforts.
Hmm.
And due to the fact that our timelines are effectively at this point, I'd say, non-fraternal twins. They are not exactly the same and identical. I will say that it is difficult for me to give explicit and specific advice because the knowledge that I hold from my timeline is in question here and will need to be verified independently. To that end, I've already put into place a couple of different investigations that will be independently verified. However, the situation with the timeline does seem to be the same between the both of ours, so there does exist a way to communicate across timelines in regards to this, which is through the dungeon merchants. They are able to ferry messages back and forth for a fee. In terms of that, I would heavily suggest that our timelines work together, as the instability of one obviously affects the other.
Fascinating.
And I do believe that it is of best interest to all involved that everyone be, at least in terms of organizationals, aware of the situation, even if the rank and file members are not, as well as if the general populace is not yet. This does affect everyone, so I would encourage the dissemination of this information, but it should be in a controlled and reasonable manner. There is no reason to cause panic, obviously.
Yes, we understand. Still, how to go about with the dispersion is something that we'll have to consider. Though, perhaps we should start with joint operations. Previously, Well, we'll bring forth the proposal to have more cooperation between our groups in the form of mayhaps dual enrollment, or opening the possibility of it in both our organizations.
That does seem like something that would be fairly reasonable to pursue. Because, well, quite frankly, we are all in this together, as cliché as that may be to say, I think it is nonetheless true. After all, if the timeline resets, we all go with it.
Fair enough.
Do you have any additional questions for me currently?
None that would seem to particularly matter. Though establishing a dungeon merchant inside the academy does seem viable. Especially if... No, this just seems like quite a decent idea at the end of the day.
Yes. After all, so long as you're able to maintain the energy requirement, it will allow for a permanent establishment and connection with the dungeon merchants, which, given our situation, a clear, present, and continuous line of communication is rather important.
Then I suppose now we'll begin the negotiations between the Guardian Corps and the new guild leader. Because if my understanding is correct and there is going to begin to be more cooperation, we will have some requests of you. Requests such as... Well, for starters, we'd like you to have an age limitation of who is allowed to join the guild. Yes, that will take some debating, yes.
Could you elaborate on this?
The guild is for everyone, and we have, for the longest time, kept our doors open to all, young or old. It has been a tradition that has been a founding point of the guild. We are
in that case,
to all.
If recruitment is open to all, what about rank?
If they have the ability and the proper conduct, then they can also carry the badge of any rank.
Out of curiosity, because I am rather unfamiliar with your legal systems, how does age of majority even work here?
Age of majority?
When someone is considered to be an adult.
Ah. I suppose it depends culture by culture, but How do I explain this? During such times as one is to be an adult, there is usually a small ceremony to congratulate them on their achievement.
And how is this determined?
By age or, well, in some cases, achievement is also acceptable. If they can prove themselves.
Does one area, like, okay, if someone is considered an adult in one area and they go to an area that has slightly different customs, would they still be considered an adult or no?
I guess that would depend on the person judging them. We don't have a universal for that. Unfortunately.
In that case, what would be considered, according to your cultures, a reasonable baseline for when someone is generally considered?
The Breloom will say 16, while Kai immediately says 20. And the pair of them exchange looks.
You did just say that there is not a unified standard.
So we
What?
did. Still, this is troublesome.
So you don't have a unified definition of what would even be considered the standard age for an adult, and apparently it is not unified at all across day. Do either of you happen to know what the standard would be here in this area of the Eden continent?
Oh, well, usually the default standard is around 17. Evolution may also help one be considered an adult. Or at least more mature.
You also said that ability has a signifier. In each of your organizations, is there a rank at which someone is considered to be an adult?
Well, if someone can usually achieve gold rank, then they're more often than not an adult. And Kai would say, anyone that joins below the age of 20s is on recommendation and cannot advance past the rank of lieutenant. I myself am, well, for all technical purposes, bottlenecked, but I do not mind.
Okay, so there is, at least for the guild, there is an analogous rank to when someone starts being considered an adult. For the Guardian Corps, it exists solely off of the age.
Yes.
In that case, if... So gold is considered an adult. What would be considered a teenager? Someone about to reach adulthood. Would it just go down to silver, or does that extend down to bronze?
We'd probably put that into bronze. I mean, rookie rank is for children. So it feels pretty comfortable to have, like, it and normal be sort of child rank, and bronze and silver, like, for teens or people starting to come into their own.
Now, I have a question for both of you in regards to your organization.
Proceed.
How do you deal with the age of chosen?
The Broloom sighs, but Kai has an answer and says, should they be interested in joining our organization, we would give them a health inspection and a psychiatric evaluation to try and determine what their mental age is, and then compare it to their physical age. If it matches up, there's no problem. If there is discrepancies between mental age and physical age, we put them on a trial period to try and determine if they are worth the exception.
Samuel's actually going to look fairly interested and go, you actually do have a mandatory physical as a part of being allowed entry?
Of course, there's also a strict 6-month training period before you're even allowed to wear the uniform. After all, you carry the name of our organization, and we only accept the best. Ergo, we will make sure that you are the best. The 6 months training period is to put people under stress tests to see where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are, and if they're prone to misbehaviors of some sort.
How's the Brelum reacting to Vane's interest in the existence of there being mandatory physicals?
Slightly uncomfortable, as he's probably pretty aware that's a weak spot of their guild.
Yeah. No mandatory physicals. Okay, well... How about this? It seems to be that gold is considered the age of majority, at least in terms of rank. How about so you make it so that way, unless someone is able to receive an exemption, because if you do want to keep that door open, and it should be clear that this is a very, very limited and rare exemption, why not limit them to silver? That way they can still achieve membership with the guild. They can still rank up and get a sense of progression. And you stop children from going past normal and people that would be considered more teenager level from going past silver.
Okay. That seems like an acceptable proposal.
Do both of you find this an acceptable compromise to this situation?
Kai nods and says it's a good starting point. Considering that we have attempted things like this before, to have progress is, well, I suppose it'll come to the new guildmaster to accept, but we're optimistic.
In that case, are there any other matters to consider?
Nothing that we can't negotiate between each other. The Breloom will nod, like carefully eyeing this younger Lucario, though, as if trying to place him or read him in some way.
Realizing, wait, how do I interact with you?
Well, it's just that it's becoming very clear that were this a debate, he would be losing very firmly.
It's true.
He has not had a particularly strong showing compared to him. And that may not be great, but clearly the opposition was very prepared and he was less so. Not that they are opposition, it's just that
If it were.
yes. Poor showing, Breloom. Poor showing.
Would have been worse.
Could have been worse. He at least did take it as seriously as he could and came in unrehearsed, but yeah, good enough.
Close enough. In that case, Samuel is going to go, and like I assume that everyone is like dispersing now.
Yes.
Hi, just one moment, please.
Yes, of course.
Now, my advice may be unsolicited. However, given what I had seen in my world, nothing had happened. However, I did notice that you had a you had a second in command who acted a particular way.
He will be looking over to a Samurott that seems to be talking with other members and says nothing.
I would not say that I'm inexperienced with having someone that acted similar, and I will give you the advice of do not let them out of your sight for too long, because it would be disastrous if something were to happen.
He says nothing, but Vane can see a momentary bristling.
I do not think there is any real current threat. However, if he acts anything like how my old partner used to, considering the situation we're going to be going in and who we're going against, keep a close eye.
Noted. I will be mindful.
All right, and
As he will glance back over to him and just like quietly tighten one fist, as if the thought alone were loathsome, or just quite simply unacceptable.
Wait, did I miss something? What are they talking about right now?
Oh, remember how that 1 second in command acted came in for a short time?
Say that one more time. You cut out a little.
Okay, remember when the Guardian Corps came to interview us?
Yes.
Remember the second in command that Kai had that was being mayhaps a little bit silly, but also was being trusted to like handle things while Kai went on?
Oh, I think I remember him. Yes. What happened?
Yeah, no, Vane is like his own past experience from his past life to how that person is acting, and giving Kai the advice to, in the situation they're going into, watch them closely.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Ergo, between the lines, don't let them die. They will die. Meanwhile, Kai, like hell they will.
Like hell. But yeah, that's just going to be the meeting now, because there's nothing more to really say, so... I am assuming this took no small amount of time.
It did not, as there was plenty to go over, and it is approaching midday.
Oh boy.
To which the shadow will wave over to Vane. Or Samuel.
Alright, and he will go over to it.
Hello.
You wanted my attention?
I did do that. It's time to go.
Time to go where?
With the rest.
Everyone already left?
Yes.
Well, I suppose it's best to not be separated too much. If for no other reason than I don't know when it's actually swapped back, so... Well, if it will. If not, end of today or tomorrow.
No. Soon.
Is there something that you're able to see or tell?
Sort of. Not easy, yes. Not easy, no.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and go with you. Because I don't particularly see what to do here, and if they have at least... I should...
Yeah, you're breaking a few times there, Tal.
Alright, give me a second.
You're breaking a lot.
Alright, testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's good for now.
Alright. Okay, well, I don't particularly see a reason to stick around. The meeting's over, and if everyone else already left, well, I might as well be there. Did that come through?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Continuing on, then.
As the shadow will grab him, and the next thing he is aware of, he is popping up, or rather, he needs to shuffle and move upwards a little to pop out of Farion's fluff.
He will do so with a little bit of a grumpy expression and just go, I don't understand why people are obsessed with this.
Paz is just looking at the Bane that just popped out of right next to him and just say, "Huh? What are you doing? How do you get there?"
Take a guess. Who here has the ability
to
move people across shadows?
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
As people have told me, I am on my bullshit again.
Who told you that?
Well, they didn't tell me. They said it to Noah.
Who told
Okay.
Noah?
Many people.
Well, at least you warned me as to what was going to happen.
What's going to happen?
No, I mean, before they teleported me.
Ah.
As well as the fact that apparently I will be departing, quote-unquote, soon, with no further explanation.
Oh. I'm not even. I'm not even gonna ask how exactly they know that. I'm pretty sure there won't be any explanation.
I tried asking already. Also, I'm going to get off of Farion now. This isn't particularly comfortable.
I would myself, but then I will be left behind. I'm not exactly the best runner.
It's just gonna get off of Farion and just like fly at the same pace.
Whoa, when did you get there?
They teleported me.
Oh. Okay.
And Samuel is suddenly on the scene.
He is now here.
He is now here. He has completed his meeting.
Meeting done.
And we are coming up on the 4-hour mark.
Play longer or end things here?
I mean, I'm good to go, but...
How is
I'd
everyone
rather
else?
go ahead and end.
Understandable, Chomper isn't present.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some retreats anyways on the last session. We better not to keep mounting that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Alright, well thank you everybody for joining us today for Lost in Chaos Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us over on Streamloots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.